They came for a day in the park, a day of thrills. They could never have imagined how deadly a thrill could be.
Everybody on that coaster is gonna die.
NBC takes you on a ride of your life. Experience the thrill in 3Ds. In a remote corner of the South Pacific, an exiled scientist created something impossible. Unmistakably human. Undeniably animal. On the island of Dr. Moreau.
I'd like to present my children.
Father? Oh my God.
Now, he's upset the balance of nature.
Have you ever considered that for every minute we're studying them, they are studying us?
And with the key of science,
What's going on?
he's unlocked the gates of hell. Marlon Brando, Val Kilmer, David Thewlis in the terrifying motion picture event of the year. There is no escape from the island of Dr. Moreau. Coming soon to a theater near you.
There's more spine-tingling terror as The Simpsons continues next.
He's Elephant the elephant, see his cloud.
Butterflies everywhere, watch them go!
Loiter's shrunk up to the sky.
Boy, they're tickly little guys!
It's Elephant, the butterfly blowing elephant game. Grab your nets and catch as many as you can. Catch the most and you win.
Everywhere you look, there's butterflies. Catch it with your nets when you see them floating by.
And I'll slip them in again and blow them out! I'm Elephant the elephant!
I scream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream. We all scream for ice cream. Yeah! Thank you. Hershey's chocolate syrup.
What was that?
What was what?
I heard a noise.
Oh, it's not Nani.
Oh. There it is again.
What?
It's that noise again.
When you go back to sleep, I told you it's not Nani.
There's no mistaking that nut nani taste. Crisp flakes of corn smothered in sweet honey and roasted peanuts.
Now I suppose that was Nut and Honey.
Nope.
Kellogg's Nut and Honey.
That was the milk.
Crunch.
An innocent discovery.
I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
A powerful weapon. Rocket. A deadly conspiracy.
They're working for a Nazi agent.
An extraordinary adventure.
Jenny's in trouble.
We got the good.
Here it comes.
The rocket will come to us.
We're only gonna get one pass at this.
The Rocketeer, rated PG. Now playing at a theater near you. Check newspapers for showtimes.
My lord, the killer was eating cookies.
Quite right.
But my client doesn't eat cookies. She eats Fig Newtons.
Case dismissed.
A cookie is just a cookie, but Newtons are fruit and cake.
I say, Drusilla, these cookies are stupendous. Great Scott, Trevor. They're not cookies. They're Fig Newtons. Terribly sorry. Most embarrassing blunder.
A cookie is just a cookie, but Newtons are fruit and cake.
Thick and mad.
Tiger attack!
Take some hedgehog tonic and go bionic and give Dr. Robotnik a dose of his own medicine. Sonic 3D Blast, the handheld game. Batteries not included.
In Tiger's handheld game inspired by Disney's Toy Story, you must guide Woody back to Andy. So grab your buddy Buzz Lightyear, escape Sid and his mean dog Scud, and win the game. Disney's Toy Story, the handheld game from Tiger. Batteries not included.
Laser Challenge, Extreme Distance Super Laser. Shoots further. Rapid fire. Laser trap. It shoots in every direction, no matter where you come from. Laser Challenge EXD vests and trap each sold separately. Batteries not included from Timex. The challenge continues.
So I just gotta like three?
3 in a row.
Sounds easy.
Think so.
Hey, where'd it go?
This game's tough.
You gotta keep track.
I think I won.
You've just begun.
Light 3. When you think you've won, you've just begun.
Prepare for the
I may live through 2023. I'm not ready to go yet, okay? I'm not ready. You gotta wait. I got shit to do. I'm in the middle of something, all right? Just hold on. You are a cunt. Man or woman, you are a cunt. A C-U-N-T what? Cunts. I happen to love the word.
Watch your mouth or don't come in here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, people, come on, we're adults here. You know what? What is the point?
Yeah, we're adults here. I got a fucking Burger King fucking thing on my head. We're all fucking adults here, guys. People in my chat, 2 words. What are they? 2 words. Let me see the chat flood. Let me see the chat flood. 2 words. Okay, next caller. Please. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, which translate in American to dick and balls.
I got flip-flops. These are my flip-flops. Yeah, I really like my flip-flops because I can put them on. Because look, watch me put them on. I can put them on all by myself. Watch me put them on. Look, are you watching? Look, these are my flip-flops.
Thanksgiving Day. I remember it clearly. It was Thanksgiving Day. I was inserting myself in somebody else's fucking business as a cash grab, and you know. This channel is harsh reality. Karen Yak se jodió la sucia vida. Amen.
This is Jonathan Lee Riches. I have cheeseburgers. I'm gonna put cheese on them. I'm gonna make sure that I have my hamburgers because I'm a big boy now and I can make the hamburgers. My mom lets me use the stove now.
And I'm just like, wow, I like receipts, and they brought receipts. Like they had evidence to back up everything they said. And I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be another side to this, right? Like this can't, no, this is too fantastic.
Yeah, because you're not going to just jump to the conclusion that there's a conspiracy amongst cops to cover up a murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, cops and just like soccer moms and shit. Like that's what made it even crazier. Like,
yeah, get it, Betty. Yeah,
did you have a close relationship with your mom?
Get it, Betty.
Oh, of course, I still do.
Yeah.
My older sister was kind of sad. She was more of the prissy girl that like going
that is
and
the best shit fucking
shopping for dresses with mommy. I was the tomboy that liked playing with the people.
Shout out to Cherry for just being just easily the most faithful and loyal supporter that I've ever had. That someone could have that tenacity with loyalty. And I'm really blessed to have someone like Cherry be part of this channel and in my life. So it means a lot. And yes, I named him after Mr. T and Rocky. Say woman. Say woman. Say woman. Since your old man ain't got no heart, why don't you come down to my apartment tonight and I'll show you a real man. Oh my God, I'm so in love with this little dude. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I love you guys very, 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 very much. And we will do this again very soon, my friends. Oh, say bye. Say bye. Oh, I love you too. Give me a kiss. Oh, I love you. Bye, guys. welcome everybody. Oh my goodness, happy Friday, y'all. Oh man, I hyped Clever the fuck up. I'm sorry, dude. You were so calm just a second ago. That's my own fault. What's up, baby boy? Don't spill my coffee, all right? Please, homie. Please. Yeah, good boy. See, good boy. Good boy. Shh, everybody. Shh. We can't let Clever get too hyper. You can't let him get too hyper. What's up, baby boy? Oh my goodness. See, I don't mind having him in here because I don't have a Christmas tree for him to tear down up anymore. So, but I really need him to calm down. Yeah. Sit. Clever, I love you, buddy, but you got to sit. Sit. Clever, sit, please. Thank you. Good boy. Thank you. He's such a good boy. He's so good. All right, now stay. Please, stay. Is the magic word, is that what works on you? The magic word? Amazing. Oh man. Yeah. It's been interesting, folks. So now, guys, I had a plan of what I was gonna go over today. Okay. I had a plan. But then I saw this post and I'm going to explain. So I'm going to kind of wing most of this. Now, the title and the thumbnail absolutely apply, but it's not going to take me very long to go over that stuff and to make my point. So I'm not going to do too much of that. I'm going to make my point on that. And then we're gonna go to we're gonna explore some other stuff we've talked about exploring, but it's because of this that things have changed a little bit today. Okay, sorry about that. So as I was setting this live up, right after I set it up, and I was in a rush because I just gotten home from the gym and I had to get Clever fed. I had to walk him, then feed him, then walk him again, and then shower and eat. And so I had a very, very small window of time. So I just kind of left it as is, and I figured I'd just explain myself once I went live. But after I set everything up, I saw this post. And it says here, update on Aiden's story we were due to publish. So whoever is his managing moderator who has access to posting things in his community, Turtle Boys, it says here, for now, we need to tell Aiden's story solely in the courthouse for his own protection. We need about 10 days or so, after which time we expect that he will be back online. He is extremely grateful for all of your support and good wishes as we continue this fight to vindicate the right to speak out against the government and petition for redress against tyranny. This is from attorney Tim Bradle. This is from his attorney. As you guys know, and I'm only going to say this in regards to Turtle Boy and his case, and I'm going to say that I do believe that he's being railroaded, and I trust that Tim Bradle is fully aware of this as well. I believe that he believes this. Again, these are just my opinions, which I am entitled to, and I am protected by my constitutional rights to express my opinion. And I'm going to continue to express my opinion on anyone involving the Karen Reed case. But as far as Turtle Boy goes, I trust that he has good counsel, and his request, I am going to honor it because I want Turtle Boy to be able to beat these charges, due to the fact that due to the reasons that I just explained. I don't want his case to be messed with in any way, shape, or form, and I don't want to be part of what messes it up. So I'm just going to respect that. It's fine. And to me, honestly, I'm kind of relieved, because what this is a reminder as to why we are all here. We are all here because of the John O'Keefe, Karen Reed case. We want justice for John O'Keefe. And those of us here, most of us, believe that Karen Reed is guilty. Now, or innocent, excuse me. Karen Reed is innocent. Sorry. But now the thing about that is, I want to be very clear. I do not claim to know beyond a reasonable doubt that she is innocent. I do not claim to know that factually Karen Reed is innocent. But I do believe that she is innocent based on the information that has been made available to all of us. And what I have reviewed myself, I do believe her to be innocent. Everything will come out in court. The truth will come out in court. I truly believe this. And as we watch the Karen Reed trial, I do believe that as we watch it, we of critical thinking skills and being objectional thinkers, I think that we can think of ourselves as I like to do anyway. Think of ourselves as part of the jury, and that's how I've always approached cases. I think of myself as a juror, and I look at all of the evidence, and even if I believe someone to be guilty, and they end up getting acquitted, it's because there wasn't simply enough evidence, and so far I have not covered a case or a trial where I think that there was anything nefarious going on in the courts. Not a trial anyway. There has been a past case that I've talked about before that I will talk about again, just depending on what happens. But as soon as this man gets out of jail, that I believe he is in jail unjustly. I'm not saying that he did not break the law at some point. I am saying that he, on a moral standpoint, I believe him to be, I believe his actions to be understandable from a father's perspective. So, and so I do support his actions, except for one little detail, which I've talked about before and I'll talk about again. But I do not believe that the man belongs in jail right now. And I will talk about that once he is released. And I hope to have him on this channel, and I hope to be able to present that stuff to you guys who are already seeing blatantly what injustice actually looks like, and what, at the very least, negligence in the court systems looks like. So those of you who have been exposed to this, those of you who are following this, I believe that you guys, once presented with evidence, you guys will make up your own minds. But I do believe a lot of you will see that there's a lot of injustice going on. Now, like I said, I was going to go over some video that was that was directly involved in the recent events involving Turtle Boy. I'm not going to go over that. And you know, like I said, this is it's complicated. So if, like I said, if Tim Bradel requests, oh, look at my man right there. Hold on. Yeah, give me 1 second here. I did a cleanup of wrenches, and this dude hasn't been in my chat in a minute, but now that he's here, he's got his wrench back. It's good to see him again. Mexi, my friend, it's good to see you, buddy. So Yeah. So I had some stuff in mind. It was going to be fun. But, out of respect for Turtle Boy and out of respect for Tim Bradle's strategy, whatever it may be, moving forward to defend Turtle Boy most efficiently and most effectively, well, I'm just going to respect his wishes. So now something very interesting happened today. Let's go over that. Second. And we all recognize this guy here. We all know who this guy is. That's old. That's old Tully. Yeah, we don't like.
You suck.
Apparently there was an incident that took place. And I'm just gonna let in Dover, Massachusetts, and old Michael Morrissey, our good friend there, he went ahead and held this press conference with Trooper Tully being there as the lead investigator. And let's go ahead and play this real quick.
Thank you, though. That's very nice of you. If you want to do an exclusive, go ahead.
I only want to do this once. I'm sorry you're all over it. So, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Michael Morrissey, the Norfolk District Attorney. And behind me to my right is Detective Lieutenant Brian Telly, who runs the Homicide Unit of the District Attorney's Office, Chief Todd Wilcox, and Officer Cahill from the Dover Department. It'd be very brief, the comments I have today, but the Dover Police received a 911 call at approximately 7:24 in the evening. The call came from a family member who was doing a well-being check at the residence of 8 Wilson's Way to check on family members. That individual entered the property, and he did find an apparent victim at that time, and that he immediately had called 911 to report it. The Dover police immediately responded. 3 individuals who are all residents of the home were found to be deceased. They are Tina Kamal, Kamal, Ariana Kamal. Tina, T-E-N-A, is 54. Ariana Kamal is 18, and Rakesh Kamal, 57. All residents and family members. I would say this is an event to remember that domestic violence crisis crosses all economic and social situations. During the search of the premises, the state police did find a firearm on the premises.
Y'all are killing me in the chat right now. So, yeah, somebody said take the marbles out of your mouth, dude. Bro, that dude just got straight up meatballs in his mouth, man. He's just ready to down that shit with some gravy.
Medical examiner has taken the case and will determine the cause and manner of death maybe as soon as today. We expect autopsies to occur very soon, but it's clear that this is a confined situation to this individual dwelling, and there's no threat to the residents of the town. If you, for those, especially any time of year, but even times get difficult around the holidays, if you feel unsafe in your relationship, we want to remind people there's help out there and available safety planning. I can talk to you.
I mean, am I like, is anybody else here totally sold on how much he clearly cares about domestic violence and how much of a problem it is? I mean, let's just soak in the emotion that Pass the Gravy here is displaying Let's just soak that in, folks, because I I absolutely just love it. I mean, so glad.
To report it. The Dover police immediately responded. 3 individuals who are all residents of the home.
Now, hold on.
Received a 911 call at Chief Todd Wilcox and Officer Cahill from the Dover Department. It'd be very brief, the comments I have today, but the Dover police received a 911 call at approximately 7:24 in the evening. The call came from a family member who was doing a well-being check at the residence of 8 Wilson's Way to check on family members. And that individual.
Okay. I was going to, because I misunderstood when I read this, I got a different impression. So at first I thought, and I want to be clear, that's not what he said here, because I like to be fair. I like to be fair, people. So my big question at first was there was a wellness check and then a 911 call. As far as I know, a wellness check is usually conducted by law enforcement. So I was like, why the wellness check and then the 911 call? That didn't make sense. But he's clearing up and saying that it was a family member who made the wellness check. Because when I hear wellness check, it sounds like an official thing. Normally, when we cover these missing persons cases and things of that nature, a wellness check usually consists of law enforcement, or like CPS or DCFS or something of that nature. But this was a wellness check conducted by a family member who then called 911.
Joe entered the property and he did find an apparent victim at that time, and that he immediately had called 911 to report it. The Dover police immediately responded. 3 individuals who are all residents of the home were found to be deceased. They are Tina Kamal, Kamal, Ariana Kamal. Tina T-E-N-A is 54. Ariana Kamal is 18, and Rakesh Kamal, 57. All residents and family members. I would say this is an event to remember that domestic violence crisis crosses all economic and social situations during the.
Okay, now I am curious as to how they've come to the conclusion so quickly that this was a domestic violence situation. Obviously, there's 3 dead bodies. There's a gun found near these bodies. All are related. So you could easily just jump to that conclusion, sure. But why does he keep saying domestic violence over and over and over again prior to an investigation being conducted? I'm curious about that, especially with the most recent events involving a particular blogger / YouTuber, and the things being mentioned and said about him. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm stating a fact that this is what the prosecution against his case, their argument is. So I'm wondering why this is being said so many times over and over again by Morrissey, especially prior to a thorough investigation taking place. Have they already determined that this was a murder-suicide, a family annihilation with a suicide? And if they have determined that, how could they have determined that so quickly? Don't the rest of this family deserve better than that? So to imply so strongly that this was a domestic violence situation, and it turns out not to be, hypothetically speaking, if it turns out not to be, isn't that unbelievably disrespectful to the other family members that are suffering this tragedy. So I wonder what he's trying to do here. Is my big question.
During the search of the premises, the state police did find a firearm on the premises. The medical examiner has taken the case and will determine the cause and manner of death maybe as soon as today. We expect autopsies to occur very soon, but it's clear that this is a confined situation to this individual dwelling, and there's no threat to the residents of the town.
Welcome.
If you,
I'm
for
baffled,
those-
and thank you.
Especially any time of year, but even times get difficult.
Okay, shut up for a second, dude. Let's see. Nanny Doo was gifted a membership. Catherine Morlock, Olivia Nile, Melissa McTeague, Kevin C. All right. Congrats, guys, and welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a baffled. Now, I'm wondering how he can say, well, it's clear that this is a contained situation. Clear how? They how many people have they questioned? Did they canvass the neighborhood and all this before making this press conference? I'm not making statements. I'm asking questions. Did they canvass the neighborhood and ask questions already? Did they already test the gun for fingerprints? Did they already test everyone's hands for residue? Did they already test blood spatter? Did someone come in and already do a Dexter and check the blood spatter and see which direction everything was pointed to? Did they assess all of these things this morning and hold this press conference to say that it's clear that it's a contained situation? Now, I'm not saying that I doubt it to be a contained situation. I'm not saying that at all. I'm wondering why they are coming to that conclusion so quickly. I'm wondering how they're coming to that conclusion so quickly. Oh my goodness. Elaine gifted 5 memberships. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Jay Adams. Congrats, Bob C, Liz Nelson, Tanny, and Thomas Fleming. Awesome. Welcome, guys. Thank you. And Joanne, welcome. Also, thank you. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think that's an unfair question to ask. I mean, these guys are in the hot seat. This guy right here is under federal investigation as we speak. I mean, is that a smart thing to do when you're under federal investigation for how you conduct your investigations? Is that a smart thing to do, to jump to those conclusions and tell the public something like this without actually conducting an actual investigation? I don't think that's much of a good look. Pass the gravy.
Around the holidays, if you feel unsafe in your relationship, you want to remind people there's help out there and available safety planning. I can talk to you in specific situations. The mass.
I mean, this dude is just reading this shit. Like, I mean, if you're running for office, right? Because this is why I think, let's say, you know, the realistic reason, right? And what his argument would be, the realistic reason as to why he would be holding this press conference and speaking out against domestic violence so strongly would be because, oh, wait a second. Joanne F. gifted 5 more memberships. Thank you so much. Lori Leonard, resting bitch face. And you win handle of the day, just by the way you spelled that. Congrats on winning handle of the day. Wisconsinite and Gigi Gregory And Kathleen, thank you for the Venmo that just came through for Clubber. Look at that, dude. Clubber says thank you. Appreciate that. Now, let's go ahead and move on to let's go ahead. You guys found your way around the super chat dance, I see. Very, very smooth. The memberships don't get super cuck dances.
SafeLink Domestic Violence Hotline has a number, and I'd ask if you could post that. It would be helpful to a lot of people, I hope, at this time of year.
And as I was saying, sorry, I lost my train of thought there, but as I was saying, how is Making Law Simple? Making Law Simple's in the chat. Make sure to subscribe to Making Law Simple. We exchanged correspondence today, and I think that we've got something coming up after the new year together. So I'm looking much forward to that. Very much forward to that. And I hope you guys are too. And make sure to subscribe to Making Law Simple if you're not already. I know a lot of you already are. But yeah, I want to get some. I want to get some experienced court officers feedback on this. And I always, and the ego in me, I just love when lawyers like validate my shit. Just makes me feel so much smarter than I am. So I'm hoping that happens, but I'll probably get corrected mostly. Most likely I'll get corrected mostly. So, but the easy answer to why Past the Gravy here is talking about domestic violence so much would be because it's an election coming up. What's up, David McGrath? It's an election coming up. Make sure to subscribe to Dave McGrath if you're not already. Unsafe Spaces. It's election time is coming up, so for the sake of politics here, it seems that he would actually put up some sort of campaigning poker face, right? I mean, it feels like that's what you would do. It's just some sort of like campaigning poker face. At least read things as though, if this guy's the DA, was he much of a trial lawyer? Because I can't imagine this dude with the personality of wallpaper trying a case and convincing a jury of anything. I can't imagine a jury staying awake. And this guy made it to district attorney. People voted him in to be district attorney. I find that interesting. I find that absolutely interesting. Fascinating, if I'm being completely honest. So, so here he is. He's clearly reading something. He's not even acting like he's at all passionate about the issue that he's trying to sit here and convince everybody that he's passionate about with words, but no actions at all. And again, jumping to the conclusion that this is a contained domestic violence situation, even though there's no way they could have conducted a proper investigation to come to that conclusion in such a short period of time. There's just no way.
785-20.
But if you're like, listen, if you're like trying to like campaign for yourself and you're using domestic violence and having a stand against it as some sort of template to gain voters, well, don't you think you should try to sell it a little better, bro? Like, just try to sell it a little bit more, like, the thing is like none of us approve of domestic violence. None of us like it. It's all very shitty. And yes, we want people who are victims of domestic violence to speak up, come forward, do whatever you have to do, get help. But at least like look like you're pleading to people to do that. Not just say, "Oh, I'm just here to tell you if you're not going to, you can call and you can get help for domestic violence. We take domestic violence very seriously here, and if you want to report domestic violence, then absolutely report. Like, dude. Oh no.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. I think we got a super cat.
Cuck Church's got the moves. Bob Brown, thank you so much, buddy. Will, newsflash. Kevin YCT has proved Kara Reed killed Biggie and Tupac and may have been involved in the Kennedy assassination. Shout out to Olivia. Yes, shout out to Olivia. I sent okay, see, look at that. Look at the timing. Look at the timing. Yes, Olivia, I sent you a message. I'm hoping to set something up with you in the near future as well. I hope that you would be down. So let's go on and listen to this dude's reasoning here, because he's obviously pleading to the public that, you know, if you're a victim of domestic violence, then you should absolutely report domestic violence, because I care so much. Clearly I care so much. No, you don't. Nobody is convinced of that at all, bro. Like you're like a fucking squash that's talking.
20 naval operators that are bilingual and can get access to multilingual help and assistance. And the state also has a crisis helpline at 988, which again, emphasis on mental health, but they can also refer people to any kind of services that they may need. This is very unfortunate, and our heart goes out to the entire Kamal family from this terrible tragedy.
Is the early thinking that this was a murder-suicide?
I'm not going to comment what it is. I'll tell you that there's a gun on the premises. All three people, obviously, it was apparent to those who went in that there was that they were deceased. I just leave it at that.
And the two older individuals.
Dude, seriously, bro? Okay, you just straight up said, you told the whole fucking world just now that it was a domestic violence situation and that it was contained. Contained meaning, I mean, I'm going to take that to mean that there's no killer on the loose. You said there was no danger to the public at all whatsoever. Nothing to worry about. I mean,
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
Kevin is Lizzie's Bobo. Morrissey hasn't seen his junk in years. You win runner-up of handle of the day. You win runner-up, so let's give you your... So this dude just said that this was a murder-suicide in every possible way you could say it, other than saying that it's a murder-suicide. And then a member of the press just asked him directly, was this a murder-suicide? He goes, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that it's a murder-suicide. I'm just going to say that it's absolutely, the scene is absolutely contained. And when the police walked in, they saw that everyone was deceased. They thought it was gross, and then they determined it to be a contained situation where everyone is dead, and it was a domestic violence situation. But I'm not going to say that it was a murder-suicide. I'm going to say every other possible thing to imply that it's a murder-suicide without saying that it's a murder-suicide. Like, really, bro? Really? Really?
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. I think we got a... I think...
Lele. Thank Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that so much. So this guy's killing me right now. Like he's blowing my mind. I gotta tell you. I mean, does he even comprehend the seriousness of being under investigation? Does he even does it register how serious being under federal investigation means? Even Janetti knows that the feds have like an over 90% success rate in their investigations when it comes to convictions in their investigations. Like even Janetti knows this. Think about that. Oh my goodness.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad.
Okay. Thank you, Tracy M. And thank you, iBarbie. So I'm gonna now I'm gonna lay off of the Cuck Church dance for a little while because I want to get through this stuff. But like I said, even Janetti knows, like, how are you gonna sit up there and make these statements to the public and jump to this conclusion and whoever's investigating you federally isn't going to sit there and go, did he just really I mean, I don't think that's a reason to charge him for anything. I mean, I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying it's sure it's certainly not a good look. You know what I mean? Like, it's certainly not a good look. I mean, can you just imagine like the feds just going, hey, did you see this? How the fuck is it a murder-suicide, but it's not a murder-suicide, bro? Like, how are you going to tell the public that? Like, how did he determine that? And then just tell the public that he determined this by beat cops walking into the house and making this determination immediately. No, I mean, 3 people are dead. Okay? 3 people are dead. And you're ruling it a murder suicide, yet there's no splatter, there's no blood spatter tests, there's no gun residue tests. No way that these tests would have came back. The results of any of these tests would have came back. There's no fingerprint analysis taking place. No time for any of this. Yet, it's a murder-suicide. But I'm not going to say that publicly. But it's a murder-suicide. Okay.
Were they married and the younger individual was their child?
That's my understanding.
Were there any surviving members of the family?
Well, there are relatives both here and abroad. I think that's the entire family membership.
In that family.
In that family, but there are extended family that does live here and also abroad, it took a little while to make sure we had the disclosures to the family before we could talk to you.
Can you tell us where they were found inside?
No, I won't tell you that at this time.
Do we think the bodies had been in there? We saw boxes outside.
Well, again, I would suggest to you that the medical examiner will determine that period of time. I can't tell you specifically that it happened last night.
So yeah, let's check that one off right there too. So the medical examiner hasn't even determined the cause of death yet, right? Or any details in regards to what the cause of death is. No, I mean, I understand. Now, like, you could probably just obviously, this person's been shot. There's a gun right there. I get that. Nobody's, but at the same time, I mean, what the medical examiner, we still have no idea what the medical examiner is going to determine. You seem to be sure of it already, but I mean, who's to say what the medical examiner is going to determine? You're right here admitting to the public that the medical examiner has yet to do their job in regards to this case, but yet you've already You've already basically decided to tell the public what the cause of death is, basically. Good move, buddy.
Night, and so we're waiting for further information on that.
Can you say who the handgun is
I'm not. I don't know who was registered to at this time. That's part of the ongoing investigation, and I will not tell you at this time where it was found. But it was found. I guess I would say it was found near the husband. I'll just leave it at that.
And the police been called for the whole about them
No,
going to the house? Was it because they didn't show up for Christmas? Was there a
No,
reason
no.
why?
I believe that a family member may live in the area and had been in contact with them and hadn't heard from them in a day.
This
or
guy's
two,
a fucking
happened to
joke,
go over
man.
To just go by the house to check on him, and that's
there
what
been
we found.
police reports?
No, there's been no police reports. There's been no problems, no domestic issues, no nothing at that house or in the entire neighborhood that I'm aware of.
So there are no suspects being sought.
And any of the reasons for what may have happened is part of the ongoing investigation.
So what gives you confidence there's no outside party involved?
Well, there was no sign of any kind of a break-in, and the fact that how it played out to investigators, and we're waiting for the medical examiner to make that final determination. But I think I'm led to believe that it's safe for me to tell you that this is probably a domestic incident. So I will leave it at that.
Did neighbors hear gunfire or report any gunfire in the area?
I'm not. The only call was the one call from the
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. 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 I think we got a super dad.
Yeah, I lied. My bad. It's just because it was Grandmaster Sid Sophos, man. I know he loves it. Thanks, buddy. Joanne, thank you for the 20 memberships. You rock. Wait, did I miss? Okay. No, I didn't. Those are just all of them put together. Okay, gotcha. I'm waiting for one of the media members to say, how can you determine this without actually running any forensics? I mean, I don't understand. Did we just forget the word? I haven't heard the word forensics mentioned in this press conference once. Oh, she gifted 40. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you. Does he have 6 chins? I mean, I'm counting at least 2. But I mean, it seems like forensics just I haven't even heard the word forensics in the Karen Reed John O'Keefe case. I mean, it's as if they just forgot that method of law enforcement investigations just it's as if it's just gone.
I'm not. The only call was the one call from the relative who came to do the well-being check. It's in a nice neighborhood. It's a safe community, and I'm not aware that any of the neighbors were.
Bro, like every fucking, it's in a nice neighborhood and a safe community. Well, so was the Idaho slayings, those 4 students. So was that. I mean, so was basically every serial killer. I mean, so was BTK. I mean, how do you know? So because there's no forced entry, automatically, I mean, it's a nice neighborhood. Maybe these people left their door unlocked. Have you checked the door for fingerprints? Did you run those fingerprints? Did you run those fingerprints to hit against anybody who might have a record? Any DNA testing done? Any of that at all?
we're aware of anything at all.
Are you familiar with a lien on this house?
I'm not familiar with any of the financial situation.
Well, what's the last homicide in Dover?
2020. Yeah.
And before that?
I don't think I ever had one before that. So that's at least a dozen years. So it's very rare to have this kind of a violence situation in almost in any community in Norfolk County, and particularly Dover.
It's very rare. So, you know, it must be a domestic situation. Must be.
Small, well-run, well-policed community.
I'm not saying it's not.
That there are problems out there that can affect no matter where you live. That some of this comes through in every community we have in Norfolk County, and a lot of times the violence we see in Norfolk County are people who are related to each other, unfortunately. So,
what's your message to the Dover community?
Dover community is to say a prayer and you know, their heart should go out.
WW, thank you. Welcome to Logic.
The entire Kamal family, and that they should feel safe. You know, they have a good police department, and this is just an isolated incident. Very unfortunate for those involved in the extended Kamal family.
How do you know it was an isolated incident? For sure.
Do you see things like this around Christmas, around New Year's, the holiday season?
I hate to see it at any time, but you know, it's just, I can't tell you that. I think some of the tensions that people feel in relationships often come out around the holidays, which is why we try to get the message out. And I'm asking you to do that as well. But we see it all times of the year. I mean, it's just, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's the nature of the county. Every county in the Commonwealth has different things that occur. As you know, that our priorities tend to be, if there is a murder, it's usually someone who knows somebody.
Was the youngest victim a Dover High School student?
I don't believe so. We've not been able to confirm that.
Do you know where she went to school?
I do.
Brass 6073. Welcome to Logic. Thank you.
I can't confirm that.
Are you a dad? Like, I can't imagine having to go inside a home and find this 2 days out from the holiday, and we're just approaching the New Year's holiday. And New Year's
I
Eve.
can't imagine.
Yeah, I know all about
whether
her.
Dad or not, or just
Thank
any kind
you.
of family member. That it's tragic. I mean, we see this too much and too often across the Commonwealth, which is why we place such an emphasis on domestic violence and prosecuting domestic violence, and also trying to get people help. I mean, you know, we're not. You know, none of us like to see anybody locked up. You know, we would rather get people to get help and assistance when they need it. And
get the fuck out of my face with that, bro. Did you just say that shit out loud?
Domestic violence, and also trying to get people help. I mean, you know, we're not. You know, none of us like to see anybody locked up. You know
what? You just fucking said that shit out loud, dude. Thank you so much, WW. Why didn't he do presser like this for John's murder? Great question. Great question. I mean, you know, it's not like he was a Boston police officer or anything like that, you know. I mean, let me one more time, folks.
So trying to get people help. I mean, you know, we're not. You know, none of us like to see anybody locked up. You know, we would rather get people to get help and assistance.
Really, bro? Really? None of us like to see anyone locked up. But, you know, except we're just going to do everything we can to get someone locked up on anything we can possibly get them locked up on. You know, because they're asking questions. Okay.
Assistance when they need it. And
clever.
This is just very, very unfortunate, because not only does it affect the Kamal family, but it goes out to the entire Dover community. And I think because of the message you people send out, it will ring true across not only Norfolk County, but across the Commonwealth. We don't like to see incidents like this. And it's just
interesting.
Entire Dover community. And I think because of the message you people send out, it will ring true across not only Norfolk County, but across the Commonwealth. We don't like to see incidents like this.
Okay, so make sure, people of the press, make sure that you spread the word that this is a domestic violence situation and how we feel so strongly against domestic violence. And it's up to you to make sure that that message rings true through to the Commonwealth. No agenda there at all, right? Now, I mean, it would seem commendable. It would. Normally, it would seem absolutely commendable. under the circumstances that we knew that he made sure that a proper investigation was conducted to jump to the conclusion of domestic violence. That would be that would be great. But it's real important. It's real important that we use this situation that we have no actual proof of yet, that this was a domestic violence situation, that you all right now, considering the climate, spread the word, not just in Norfolk County, but ring true across the Commonwealth how we feel against domestic violence. What a hero. I mean, I'm blown away by this man, his shining integrity.
This, and it's just it's saddening, really. So
Have you been in touch with Milton Academy or Middlebury
no,
College?
not I have not, but I can't tell you if someone else hasn't been. I can. The Tina, T-E-N-A, Kamal, 54. Ariana, 18.
What's up, buddy?
And Rakesh, R-A-K-E-S-H, is 57. And I just said there was a gun involved, and so I'm waiting for the medical examiner to come back with the cause and manner of death. But that's why I'm telling you there was a gun found and a gun involved. That's all I have to say on that matter.
So what you're basically telling the public is that there was a gun found. You haven't actually determined that everyone was shot, but there was a gun found, and so you're based on that, you're coming to the determination where you feel comfortable telling the public of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, that this was a domestic violence situation and they have nothing to worry about, that everything is perfectly safe, even though you've come to absolutely no solid conclusion via thorough investigations that this is the case. You're killing it right now, bro. I got to tell you, just knocking it out of the park, homie.
Thank you very much. Sir, Tina is
T-E-N-A.
online?
Yeah, two
E's, right?
2 E's.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you all for coming. I'm awful sorry we have to be brought out.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Mr. DA, do you think we can confirm this picture?
I wonder what they asked him.
Mr. DA, do you think we can confirm this picture?
Okay, so she had her phone and she pulled she pulled a picture up on her phone saying, "Can you confirm this picture?" And Pass the Gravy said no, and then looked over here at Tully, and then Tully said no. Now, I don't know what that was all about. Could have been related to the case. Could have been related to something else. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, that's Tully. So Tully, being the lead investigator in that case, what a shocker. Absolutely decided to fill in Morrissey and tell him, basically, we've determined that it's a murder-suicide and it's a contained domestic situation without actually conducting an investigation at all whatsoever. Okay. Got it. So there you have it, folks. You have the Norfolk County DA at his best. Wow. Man, I really, really, really feel bad for anybody who lives in that county. I really do. And I fully understand your outrage. And I commend you guys for conducting yourselves in a very civilized and a very very civilized manner. I'm just going to leave it at civilized. You guys have been fantastic. You guys have been amazing. Considering that this is the kind of law enforcement that you live under, I would be outraged. And I know that most of you are, but it has to be acknowledged how classy you guys have behaved, and how you have we're not taking any shit, and don't mistake our civilized behavior for weakness and for stupidity. And I love that you guys are doing that, because that, make no mistake about it, is ringing true throughout the county as well as throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. That is ringing true. I promise you that. Now, this isn't going to take me very long. But this doesn't, it's a little blurry, but I just saw this and I wanted to share it with you guys. Most of you guys have already seen this, but let's explore it a little bit. Now, this is the Celebrite report on Jen McCabe's searches. So this is, it says right here, timestamp, searched items 1, timestamp 1/29/2022 at 2:27 a.m. 440 at 2:27 and 40 seconds a.m. The Safari search on an iOS, on an Apple iOS. And it says right here, the value, it says Haas long to die in cold. Okay. Origin unknown. Was it deleted? Yes. Okay. But then we have a separate search. This separate search has the same morning, but 6:23 and 51 seconds a.m. And this one says how long to die in cold. Spelled differently. It's spelled correctly. HOW, long to die in cold. Okay. Luna's mom, thank you so much. Any chance we can watch Kathleen at the select board meeting together later? Would love to hear your comments. Or is that not Bradle approved? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know the contents of it. Worst case scenario, I mean, we can go over it, and if somebody else discusses Turtle Boy's case, then that's fine. I just won't. I'll leave my opinions out of it. But I can give my opinions on what she said and how I feel about what she said. Nobody can stop me from doing that. But I mean, it's right here. Oh, Kathleen destroys Chris Albert about his taxes and forms. Okay. So, I mean, the argument is a lot of double talk. Clever. I mean, I want him to chew on stuff and whatever, as long as it's not something that I'm fine with it. As long as it's not something that makes a lot of noise. It's kind of annoying. Clever. No, come here. Give me that. Yes, this is a Tiffany shirt. Yes, I like Tiffany. I think we're alone now. Yeah, she's my shit, dude. So the argument the Commonwealth's argument is that there's a window that was open, right? And that window being open, the same search is going to come up because of the window being open, or something to that effect. Really stupid. Like we're all just morons, you know. It makes no sense that they're going to say that this is that this is one search that took place at 6:30 when Karen Reed asked Jen to make this search. Now, the fact that it's spelled correctly at that timestamp and then spelled Haas long to die in cold, HOS long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m. That is clear evidence right there, according to the Celebrite data, that was two separate searches. You're not going to give me this bullshit about how it's one search and it comes up twice because of a window that was left open, because that would mean that timestamps mean nothing as far as Celebrite data goes. Timestamps are completely and totally irrelevant. That it ruins the credibility of any Celebrite search being used, or Celebrite data being used in a courtroom in order to convict and or exonerate, to convict or exonerate someone who is on trial. I mean, I can't tell you how many times there have been trials where they use Celebrite data to determine a timestamp and a Google search that either proves or disproves a prosecution. So basically, what's going to end up happening here, if the jury buys this, which I don't think they will, I mean, unless you're just plain stupid, you know, any case that Celebrite data led to a conviction, all of those searches are going to be subject to all of those convictions are going to be subject to retrials. I mean, in theory, I don't know for sure, but I would assume so. Maybe Making Law Simple can verify or you know, dispute that. But I'm not an attorney and I'm not a court officer, but I would assume that would be the case. Oh, you want the super chat? Okay.
I think we got a super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat.
Thank you, Diane Gagney. Super chat song is dope in Massachusetts. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. So yeah, so basically, if they say that that's a flaw in the Celebrite data, that's a flaw in Celebrite. So if Celebrite data is that uncredible, then I would assume that any case in the past, any conviction would be subject to possibly being overturned. I mean, I don't see how that's not possible. And it's clear. How do you explain the difference in spelling here? I know it's kind of blurry. You guys can't really see it, but I'm looking at it. It says Haas long at the 227 up here at the top. And this one at 623 is how long to die in cold. And it's a TI instead of a TO, it looks like. Clubber, you're killing me, buddy. 1 second, guys. So, and then there's and then the only and the only one that was deleted was the one at 227. So how could the same search, how can one search be deleted and then the other one not be deleted? You could see under where it says deleted right here, right? Can you guys see my cursor? Right here where it says yes. It says that that was deleted. But under here, there's nothing. Blank, I would assume, means it's not deleted, right? So it's so funny how you've got Plevin who's like, I don't understand how it's not so simple. It's just simple. You don't understand. It's plain as day, and all you have to do is look, and it's simple. No, dude, like this is simple. The data, the Celebrite data is simple. No, and this dude is still arguing. Go over my pinned tweet that shows how all of this work, unless it's too difficult. That's a bunch of bullshit double talk. Again, you're missing my point. If that's the case, how is every other conviction used by Celebrite data? That would create doubt. Right there, that would create doubt. If every other conviction, if every other Celebrite data that led to a conviction, if that happens, if every other conviction that was led to via Celebrite data, giving timestamps and Google searches, and that's what led to a conviction, those convictions would be subject to being overturned. Those convictions would be subject to possibly being overturned. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether or not your little chart adds up or not. It means dick. Because that would just mean that Celebrite is flawed. It's simple. Like you're talking about simplicity. I'm telling you, it's that simple. It's that simple. And you're sitting here and you're talking about how there's no way that you're going to explain to me. I don't give a shit what your little analysis says on Twitter. I could give 3 fucks what it says. There's no way you're going to explain to me that this was the same Google search, spelled differently and at very different times. And one was deleted and one was not. There's no way to explain that away. No jury is going to go, oh, okay. That's never going to happen. The glare, what Biff is too dumb to understand is that the 2:27 a.m. search was in the WAL file with that timestamp. It is different search that was never committed to the main database. Right. I mean, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. And this is the thing. I'll go as far as to discuss this. I'll go as far as to discuss this. Everyone, I've been all of a sudden, I'm pretty popular on Twitter, right? Never have been, never been much of a tweeter. I've lately just been using Twitter to kind of back and forth and positive back and forth with a lot of the people here in chat. And that's what I've been doing mostly with Twitter. But lately I've attracted some people who are they seem to be very personally invested in people who are speaking up about this case. They have personal feelings, it seems like. And those people have proven that they are trying to get my personal information, or that they have already gotten my personal information. When you have an argument that matters, okay, and here, let me break it down to you like this. If you're out, because I'm not out trying to find anybody's personal information. I could give a fuck about your personal information. I want to be very clear about that. But if you have an argument and your actions to back that argument up are to try to find out who someone is, the only conclusion that I can come to as to why you're trying to find out who that person is to desperately shut them up. Now, if you need to threaten someone or intimidate someone in order to shut them up, well, then your argument is moot. Your argument is bullshit. It tells everyone everything they need to know, because I don't see anyone here doing that. And anybody here who does do that, you're not welcome here. That's not how we do things here. This is not my first case that I've discussed. So I want you to know there's a lot of people in here who have followed me for a long time, and they know that that's how I do things. I do not condone doxing. I do not condone going real life on anyone, ever. Never have, and I do not now. And my argument is always the same. When you're sending C&D orders to people, and you're calling people's jobs, or you're trying to find out where someone works or where someone lives, that means that you're desperate to shut them up. That means that you're afraid of what they have to say. And that means that the truth cannot be on your side. Because if the truth were on your side, you wouldn't feel the need to do those things. You wouldn't feel the need to shut them up. I laugh at people who I clearly can tell have not done any research whatsoever. I laugh at those people. Those people are comedy to me. Like these little veiled threats of, oh, well, I don't need to find out who you are. People in the Krama community I've already found out who you are through your haters in the Krama community. Okay, thanks for proving me right. Because again, you have no argument. If all you can do is sit on your YouTube channel and talk shit about me, that means that you don't know shit about this case. That means that you don't even have any conviction behind your opinion about this case. That tells me everything I need to know. Do a deep dive. Use your platform where you have all of these people watching and actually look at here. I'll leave it here. In case one of you are watching now, I will do this real quick. I do it almost every time. Here you go. Right here has all of the unbiased statements from witnesses, police reports, court documents, everything you need to know about the case. It's right there. All you got to do is look at it, present it if you're going to have an argument. But here's the thing is you don't want to, because you know that it's going to lead you to the fact that at the very least, Karen Reed is being railroaded. And a proper investigation did not take place. And the thing about that, it's very, very interesting. The thing about that is it's quite important to keep in mind. Again, I have not definitively decided that I know Karen Reed is innocent. I believe her to be innocent. Based on the information that I have looked over, I believe her to be innocent. Now, here's the thing. Now, even if I believed her to be guilty, logic would not allow me, logic and patriotism would not allow me to not root for her to come out of this winning. The reason why is because we all, especially the people in Norfolk County, Massachusetts, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, we all have an absolute right to a just and thorough investigation. It is part of our due process right. Due process means that you are responsible as a law enforcement investigator. It is your responsibility to come up with the answers in a very ethical manner and to do it thoroughly. And if Karen Reed happens to be guilty, yeah, listen closely because you're going to love this one, especially my haters. If Karen Reed happens to be guilty, she deserves to be let off. She deserves for her case to be dismissed because her rights were violated. Her rights were absolutely violated by the way that this investigation was conducted. So it doesn't even matter if she's guilty or innocent at this point. It matters that the people of Norfolk County cannot count on the people in charged with the responsibility of getting justice for John O'Keefe. They have not conducted their investigation ethically and thoroughly, and they have not conducted their investigation properly. They have not conducted it in a reputable manner, to say the least. Therefore, by the scales of justice that this country is absolutely based on, Karen Reed deserves to walk, and that's not her fault. If she's guilty, that's not her fault. That's not Turtle Boy's fault. That's not my fault. That's not anybody in this chat's fault. That's not anybody on Twitter's fault. That is nobody's fault but the investigators charged with the responsibility of getting John O'Keefe justice. Period. Nobody else but you, Proctor, Tully, Bukaki. You're responsible. District Attorney Morrissey for moving forward with the case. You did this. Nobody else. All we're doing is talking about it. All we're doing is reviewing your work and coming to these conclusions. I mean, it's pretty simple, folks. It's pretty simple. If we're all patriots, I am saying free Karen Reed. Free Karen Reed. And the reason why I'm saying free Karen Reed is because you, Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, and the Massachusetts State Trooper's Office cagged this investigation and cagged this case. Because Karen Reed, guilty or not, has the right to due process and has the right to have herself investigated ethically. She has that right. And all of you robbed her of that. So guilty or innocent, I say free Karen Reed. As a patriot, I say free Karen Reed. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys are fantastic. I love you guys very, very much. I appreciate all your support. You guys are amazing. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.